welcome back and thanks for staying with us. It's still Rapid Dawn right here on Rapid TV. And it's the final hour of Rapid Dawn. And for today on Wednesdays, as always, we get to have conversations centered around the girls. And it's important that we have these conversations because I know that I've had I suffer a lot of backlash in this office because everyone is like, you support the girls a little too much. Don't you think so? Don't you want to get married? And I'm like, relax. It's just a conversation. Nobody's getting beaten, all right? But yeah, it's always an interesting conversation or always an amazing time here in the studio. Of course, I've got two very beautiful ladies who will be joining me for the conversation for today. As always, we will read out the stories on the slides, and when we're done reading the stories, we get right into dissecting the matter from a different perspectives. And to help me with that today, I've got right at my left, Atosemi Oma-Uwame. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Martha.
How are you doing today?
Very well, thank you.
Why are you... Anyways, then we've also got Tomisin Dabo. Good morning to you, girl.
Good morning, Martha.
How are you doing today?
Good morning. Very well, thank you.
Are you guys sure you are going to be able to have this go? Yeah, very...
Okay. Like Viagra,
just decide, you know, you can...
I can do that. Like,
you can switch.
Can switch.
Yeah.
That's the vibe for today. So, yes, there's this story, of course, making waves online, and we try to draw in the stories and give our perspective to it so that whoever is involved would probably get to find out ways to handle the situation. And for today, it's smelling a lot of things, but I don't want to be the one to say it first so that my guys don't climb on me again. But yes, let's have the slide. Now, the very first story says, my wife calls her family for everything. Once I'm broke, she calls her mother to send her food items. I have begged her to stop. I have gotten angry, yet she said she can't be hungry in a man's house when there's excess in her parents' house. My wife can manage 3K, and that's 3,000 naira, to cook for me and my family of 4. She will call her elder brothers and tell them I gave her 3,000 to cook. Immediately, they will send money for her or to her. Now, let's have the next almost immediately. Can't a woman water down her taste to keep her marriage? They don't insult me, but I want you to underline that. They don't insult me, but I feel not man enough. I feel less of myself. My wife is from a rich home, and the house we are living is a wedding gift from her brothers. She's an only daughter, and why are you laughing? And over-pampered, and they over-pampered her. They don't allow her ask twice. I remember I bought a car for her when she delivered her first child. My brother-in-law knew about it before the car arrived because I ordered through his company. He changed the car to something twice the one I could afford without my knowledge. When they brought a car to the house, I said, this isn't what I ordered. My brother-in-law said their Ada, which is the first daughter of an Igbo home, right, can't be seen driving such after marriage. Now, let's have that almost immediately. They are planning to open a business for her, and they didn't involve me in the plan. My marriage is not what I wanted because I feel like I am not man enough. My wife doesn't appreciate gifts from me like when it's from her family. I got her a watch, a 75K watch. She said, thank you, and for months she didn't use it. I had to remind her that there's a watch I gave her. But when one of her brothers sent her a watch worth 260K, she danced and used it always. How do I handle this? Over to you, Atosemi. Let's hear you first.
I don't want to be the first to talk because I have a lot of things to say.
Say it, so go on. Out with it already.
I feel that you have this conversation on money, finances before marriage.
Okay.
I feel the girl is always richer than the man.
Okay.
Her family is wealthier than her husband. There should be boundaries in marriage.
Absolutely.
Now, I was going to ask how her brother, knew of the car he was going to get her, but then it's through his company.
Yeah. And
I do not see it. I don't think it's bad for a brother-in-law. I don't think it's bad for a brother to give his sister anything. And when it comes to money, it either breaks the home or makes the home.
Okay.
We should sit down and plan our lives. Now that 3,000 naira to cook a pot of soup. No. Nigeria is hard. Our people are giving us back to back hardship in this country. 3,000 naira for a family of 4. and she calls for help. You didn't discuss these things. Well, what's your current stage right now? Have you discussed with her that my wife, I'm going through this rough period, you know? We're only hearing one side of the story. What about the woman's side of the story? Now, whether you bought her a 75,000 naira watch or it's 260K watch is not really watch. So what is he complaining about?
Yes,
you cannot buy a Rolex for 260K. You can't buy Abby.
You can. That's still. That's still
I don't even
average.
think you can get a Michael Kors watch for 260K. So it's not like the brand is such a big brand. I feel
but
that
this is more expensive than.
It's not even the price. Maybe she likes the color. If you buy me a pink watch, I would just wear a pink watch rather than a black masculine watch. It's not the price. You need to discuss with your wife, understand these things. How does she cope with you? And if she's getting a gift from her brothers, I don't think it's that bad. They're not insulting you. Say useless
And
man.
he said that.
You cannot provide for your home. No, they just maybe she has a standard of living. Look at Easy, Mr. Easy and
I saw that example coming.
And daughter, for instance, now, the guy is not whining and complaining. We just learned that he paid John Legend $1 million. You're married from a big family. You can't be a big man. You have to work. Mr. Easy did not marry that girl for like 3 years. Or 4 steps.
Probably was planning the whole thing.
Yeah, the guy has how many businesses, how many countries in Africa. So if you know that you're bagging a big, you have to
prepare. Okay, let's hear you.
Oh, okay. So I want to start by empathizing with that man. We're so sorry on behalf of your wife.
We're so sorry.
No, this is
let's see the point
I'm
you're
bringing
coming
it from a perspective.
Okay.
Now, I always say that man was not made to be broke.
Okay.
Because in the beginning, it was not so.
Okay.
When God created Adam, he had created every other thing to serve
He gave him
Adam.
work.
Wait now, but he gave him what to work on, right?
Okay.
So everything was made, land, everything. And then he said, see, Baba, enjoy life. And then he now brought one babe for him. I said, do you recognize her? He said, yes, now this one are my babe. Now, God said he gave him a wife suitable
For him.
So, number one, I want to empathize with this man that, number one, you were not meant to be broke. But the fact that you're broke, so sorry about that. Number two, I think that a lot of people go for people that are not suitable to them.
Okay.
I mean, you see, I think society also has a place in this when a man says, I want to go for the woman I can handle. I don't have enough money. I will just go for a village girl. And then you're saying, you're insulting him that he is going for something low. Bro, is it your marriage? Is it your marry? No. He is choosing what is suitable for him because really a lot of people need to choose their spouses based on who they are, their personality, and let me put it this way, what they can maintain. So you're not too well-to-do and then you went to marry a rich man's daughter. How do you intend to maintain?
But you see, the thing is that people find love in very unexpected places,
okay,
right? And we don't get to choose who we fall in love with, right? We only decide whether we pursue that love we feel for people or not. And I understand the point where you're coming from, where you're saying you need to marry based on your social status, you need to marry based on your level. But let's be very frank. We've had situations where a lot of successful women are single. And it's not because these successful women demand anything from the man at all. It's because the men automatically think that they don't fit into that category of the women. While in actuality, these women are actually very simple people. And they wouldn't mind living their lives on the terms of that they, you know, of their husbands or what they arrive on as a family, right? So don't you think that that's an unfair yardstick, saying, oh, everybody should marry according to their level? If you are poor, marry the poor. If you are rich, marry the rich. How will the wealth circulate?
I have an example for you.
Okay.
I have 2 examples for you. Early this year, my pastor said, one pastor came to my church. Pastor Nee said to us, he said, go where the money is and fall in love. Don't fall in love. Don't marry for money. Go where the money is and fall in love. Secondly, I know he's late now, God bless him, so I won't call his name, a Port Harcourt billionaire, oil and gas, big boy. But he wasn't a billionaire when he got married. But he was a man with vision.
Okay.
When he backed his wife, she was a bank manager, one of these branches, the BM. She was living in a 2-bedroom, I think a 4-bedroom duplex. She had her own home. He was living in a self-contained by the time he met her. But she saw something in him.
Okay.
He moved out from his house. He rented a 3-bedroom.
Because of who he was getting married to?
Because of who he was getting married to. And she ignited. She didn't ignite. She fanned the flames of the vision he carried. He moved her from her duplex, made her really comfortable, made it very comfortable. It was even finer. It was more furnished than her place. Because of who he was getting married to. He knew who he would be. We're making men lazy these days by saying, oh, do man... No. Your fathers were not comfortable with where they were coming from.
Yeah.
Nobody. So most of the Nigerian politicians or businessmen we have, most of them did not come from wealthy homes. A few of them did come from wealthy homes, but they were not comfortable with where they were.
Okay.
So you forget the woman. You, a bachelor, want to eat with 3,000 naira
in this Nigeria. Okay. You know, when I started by empathizing with him. Okay. Now let's bring it to the table, as it were. Now another guy would have married that same girl in that same situation and would have handled it differently.
Better.
Okay.
Now it now depends on your relationship with, like your social, what's it called? Your social intelligence. There is a way you would marry a girl or a woman from a wealthy home and you're not a well-to-do man, and then you would just simp in. All these things is relationship, right? So, for example, you're planning to surprise your wife with a car, and then you know that her brothers will always want to do.
Why do you go through his company?
No, you can even go through his company, but call him, bro. This is what I'm planning for your sis. The money where I get be this. Then the guy will not tell you that, my sister will not like it too. Can you up your game a bit? Okay, like how much? Okay, I feel add 200K. Okay. I can help you, I can support you, and then he adds to it without her even knowing, right? Then I would also talk about the lady. Now, if you're married, then it is very important you know how to get the back of your spouse. Have his back. From the story, it just shows that she doesn't have his back.
How do you mean?
So, for example, you're struggling at home. If you want to get money from your people, there are other ways you can actually ask the money without letting them know what the situation of things are in a way that they would disrespect your husband.
Okay. So, but I want us to, you know, when I was reading out these lines,
yes,
I made it clear that he said he was not disrespected.
Okay.
He clearly said that. He says the family of his wife or his wife, neither of them disrespects him. Right?
Okay.
It's just his ego. He made mention of that fact.
Why is he complaining?
You should deal with the ego.
And I think that...
Why is he complaining?
And really, I think that this is the problem many times, especially when it's in marriage and young people. It's one very key component of getting married is understanding where you're going to and what you require from where you're going to. And you know you are getting married to someone that is wealthy. So just like, I think I agree with what the both of you said, there are requirements. How I treat a person that is of 5,000 naira worth is different from how I treat a person of 1,000 naira worth. It's not because either of them is less than the other, but because this person of 5,000 commands a lot more respect because of their results, because of their experiences and what they know.
And their expectations.
And their expectations as well. So if you are marrying into a wealthier home, there are expectations. But you see, I have seen this very sick narrative where everyone automatically wants the girl to lower her standard. And that's the same thing that the man has said. Lower your standard. Can she not lower her standard to who I am or our reality right now?
So you don't want to grow?
Okay. And then she can
there's
also
anything wrong
adjust.
with the guy's complaint? First of all, you're a man. Why are you whining? Why are you nagging? You're supposed to be looking for money to train your children, take them to good schools. You can't even afford to feed your family while you're nagging. Everybody goes through tough times.
Yeah.
Everybody builds.
Okay.
I understand that. Everybody builds. But it's at that time you're using to nag on social... God's sake,
go to
social media. You come to complain on social media. You could spend that time. How do you expect to train your children? This is a family. You married into a wealthy family. Even without the wealthy family, don't you want to send your kids abroad? Nigeria's education system is quack. Don't you want to do things for your family, get them a better house, better cars? Your kids will grow up. They should drive into university. So why are you complaining on social media?
That brings me to the point where, as a man, as a woman, you need to treat your peace of mind as premium to you.
This one, I don't think he's about his peace of mind.
Wait.
I think he is an ego problem.
Wait, that's why I'm saying that I empathize with the fact that he didn't plan for his ego before he married that girl. Because there are girls that
They
he would
plan
have
for
married.
ego. You guys
and
update
wait
me.
now.
Okay,
There are
sorry.
girls that he would have married with that 3K. They will be hailing. She will be hailing him like Odogu. Do you understand? That's how life is. So people should learn to go for their peace of mind. So you see,
That means
That
nobody
kind of
will
guy
ever
does not
marry
even
rich
want-
people.
People will marry.
That means nobody will ever marry
What time
rich.
I'll marry Rachel, please?
No, I
just have to be
like
more
that means
sincere.
nobody will marry rich women.
The guy has...
Because this is what you have to. Because I understand. You know why I even think the man has shot himself on the leg? Because he stated out everything that would oppose his story. First, you said she's from a wealthy home. And then you go on to say they have never disrespected you. And then you go on to say she's a pampered child. She doesn't know how to suffer. So do you not know that it will be difficult bringing this girl over to your side and reducing her standard? You said something which I think is a very salient point. Easy, and which is of course the most common example when everyone was talking about the story. Easy and Tammy. He halted that marriage for a period of 3 years, didn't get married, prepared for it because he knew where he was going into. And I think that
he knew the man he wanted to become.
Exactly.
It's not really about the girl's
Exactly,
family.
the
It's the man
vision.
that you want to become. It's forget the girl family.
Because that's a leverage.
Give your children what the girl had. You're whining.
The vision makes
Give
the
your
difference
babies
and
what
the
what the
personality.
girl had. Look, listen to me. Nobody had, even the wealthy are still looking for money. Dangote is throwing around, wants to do this, wants to do. And like, Dangote, come on, chill.
You already have a lot of money.
But then again, the man does not have a vision. It's clear.
Yeah.
I will leave that.
He must be a vision.
You
I
will
believe him.
You will leave him.
I believe him. Pretty serious.
But I would have
Because
asked
he's
you, why
very
did you even
visionless.
marry him in the first place?
She was looking for a husband. See, wealthy
Really?
girls. Yes, it happens to many girls of
But you said that we are circling back to the cause of the problem.
Wealthy girls have a problem. Also, girl, like, you do well now. I'm in politics. Most men I meet, they're like, oh, I put in time in myself. I slept 2 a.m. yesterday. I am calling, I am reading. I'm not just going to do at birth. I'm so greedy, like my brother Wiki does. Anyway, so... That's what happened to me. Fine. So now, take me for instance, I have built myself to a particular level. You now come. I like... See, I like what I forgot how Pastor Femi Lazarus puts it, but you're a global citizen already. What's like I'm my village champion?
Village chief.
Wealthy girls can find love. It doesn't matter whether the man has money now or he doesn't have money now.
This is vision.
You should have a vision. You should not have potential. It should be kinetic.
What do you mean potential?
You have to be potential before you...
Jimmy that said it. Odukoya that said
You
it.
don't have potential.
Potential is like, you know what potential energy is now? Like, it's stacking up there. I can become.
but
You
never
cannot become anything.
becoming.
But you should move. You should... Easy did not sit down and say, I can. I heard the guy paid it. I'm saying it again, John Legend, $1 million, not $1.
Now, another thing is personality. I think a good sense of identity
Doesn't have.
will make you... Even if you do not have money, there is just a difference it makes. So you see this ego problem, I think is an identity issue.
Forget the ego. The man is a foolish person. Let's call him that. It's foolish. No, I'm very angry.
But hold on now. Where I think I would have a problem with the story is where he swapped the cars that he was supposed to give to the sister.
Yes.
That's where I have a problem. You should hold on.
I support the
brother.
You support the
husband.
The husband.
Yes.
Unfortunately, but I have to.
But you're not supposed to swap. That's not something you're supposed to do. At least if you were going to swap the cars, you would have said it to the guy.
Yeah.
I don't think my sister is going to like this. Do you know? Sometimes people can be overzealous about the love that they have for you.
And I think that the sister gave them room.
No, but that's the life that they've always known.
No, even if that is the life
That's
you've
the
always
life they've
known,
always
you
known.
can draw the boundaries.
Yeah,
The girl was not drawing the boundaries enough.
Between her spouse and her family?
Yes.
How? No,
okay,
I'm just trying
number
to
one,
understand.
I think she crosses the line whenever she goes and rants to them
How you should
about the 3K. That's why we are speculating. We are not in the story. Except she
I don't feel like
comes
she's
out
ranting.
to come and
The
tell
guy
us.
is the one that's ranting.
Now, remember there was a way he wrote it. Okay, he gave her 3K, and then she runs to go and tell them that her husband gave her 3K.
Well, I don't think.
He did
Hold on.
say
Let's. Can we have the slides of the
I don't
story
think he said
yet
that.
again?
See.
Let's be sure so we don't make assumptions
But
that are not true. Because I don't think she went back to her family saying, "Oh, my husband gave me 3K." Maybe she went on saying, "Oh, he gave me money. The money is not enough, and I need more money."
I still
Right.
stand on that point.
Okay.
As a married person,
Yeah,
you
All
are
right.
the one.
She said that. Let's take the first. My wife calls her family for everything.
Okay.
Once I'm broke, she calls her mother to send her food items, right? So even if she doesn't say, "Oh, my husband doesn't have money and everything," she didn't need to say it.
She will
By
call
just
her
asking
elder
for-
brothers and tell them I gave her 3K to cook. Listen,
Oh, okay.
listen, there are ways you will say
Okay.
some. See,
Okay.
you can, if you're married,
Okay.
there is a way your family would always want to be sure how you guys doing, this and that. Let's even flip the story.
Okay.
So you're a married man, and then you're the one, you have a 9-to-5 job, and your wife is a business person, is not doing the 9-to-5. Do you know that normally some other people will think, oh, she's an
She's a gold digger.
no, not even a gold digger.
What?
She's a liability for the fact
But
that
she's
she's
doing
not
business.
even. Wait now,
Okay.
in Nigeria, they'll say which kind of. It depends on the kind of business.
Business, okay.
Now, if you as a man, you are having a conversation with your people, right? Oh, how you guys? Okay, what's your wife now doing? There is a way you will respond. You don't have to say it directly. There's a way you will respond that will make them feel, oh, the burden is so much on you. And there is also a way you will respond that they will say, oh, she's still doing well, even if. Right? And this is a typical, let me give an example. So you're being called, oh, hope the stress, the financial stress is not so much on you. No, she's really, in fact, last week, I needed some money and then she came through for me. You are painting a picture. There is a way.
But you see, there's even a problem. Why
Yes.
do I need to even paint this picture to my family?
No, the picture might
first
be
place.
true. I'm not even
Because
saying
why
painting
do I
a
even
false
need to
picture.
paint it to my
But
family?
you
What
can.
happened to Adam? Let's go back to Genesis, please. Yes, Eve messed up and she ate the apple. Adam was her head and not her boy. Adam could have slapped the apple off Eve's hand and said, okay, why
Exactly.
You shouldn't have one.
Wait,
Exactly.
wait. Well, Adam was boyish enough to go say, no. Oh, Lord, it's the woman you gave me.
Exactly.
That's one.
Now, the second Adam came. We were dead and buried in sin. The law was not even working. But God, everybody God called. Mary Magdalene, 7 demons. Woman, that adulterous woman. Woman by the well, 7. How many husbands? 5 husbands, living with her boyfriend. Man, that girl, I need to learn from her. Anyway, so, and Rahab in the Bible. So we all have our flaws.
Shortcomings.
Yeah.
You're the man. You're the head.
Okay.
You're
The responsibility.
my problem with the
is still on
man,
you.
she needs to establish boundaries, of course.
Yes.
That's certain.
Yes.
My problem with the man is, you are that jobless to go on social media. No. We're not saying
But women do
that
it all
point.
the time.
Women are women. We talk, we complain.
Ah.
We just have to nag. We're wired differently.
Okay, I
Men are
understand that.
different. Men are called to be the head.
Okay.
Imagine my son misbehaves now. David, right, when he was a baby, he farts and he soils his diaper. I would not go and complain on social media. Oh no, he has soiled his diaper.
Diaper.
What's about to? So no, my point is, the fact that you even had the leisure of time
To come and post it.
to come and
on
nag on
social
social media, cover your family. Do one needs to understand boundaries.
Yeah.
Now you agree?
Yeah.
Are you agree, Mariam?
I wish you were
Exactly
there
right.
last week when we had a
They
certain
were supposed to
conversation.
point. Did nobody
Oh
pointed
my
a gun on your
goodness.
head? Are you Mariam?
Why
Nobody-
did you
we
even
did not-
say yes to such
Okay,
a
no,
man
but
when you knew that you had a higher
sometimes I
life?
tell you, some entire cast
That's
girls.
when you are saying, when you say it like this, that's where my confusion is. You say, why did you marry the girl?
Maybe they
at all?
fell in love.
Are you saying that
See,
rich girls don't deserve
Should I
love?
tell you something?
No.
Because me, I will
We
be
are-
rich.
No,
oh.
we are saying this.
We have ruined this thing.
Are you saying that rich girls
He's
don't
for people that are upcoming.
Because
so that you shine your eye well.
See, let me tell you.
So that your case will not be...
See, no,
So wait, so okay, let's talk about this thing. Rich girl now, do they
Yes.
deserve love or they don't deserve love? They deserve love. It depends on who you want to marry. See, I told you a story of a broke guy that married a bank manager, and he became a oil. Oh, if this guy passes here, he's spending like dollars. I tell you, if he passes here like this, me, I'm saying, okay, your guest lawyer, sir. Because that guy, your guest lawyer, is like, give me like $5,000. He was that wealthy. He had potential, but I tell you, do we no marry potential? You should already be working. You will know a man that will make it in life.
And remember that
Me, I will know. I smell poverty from afar.
And remember that the focus is not on being broke or not being broke. Number one, I mentioned
how you manage the situation.
Sense of self. What's the sense of self of the man you want to marry? Sense of self just changes everything.
Absolutely.
Either you're rich or you're poor. So like the Mr. Easy we are talking about might not have what are we even talking about?
Doesn't have the money
but his personality, his vision, the way he carries himself, he will always fit into that space and he will always be respected.
Because the man has built himself.
Yes, and do you see that marrying him, nobody has this idea of, oh,
gold digger.
She married...
he married her because of her father's money. Because the man has built himself, he has changed the narrative. This guy is just nagging. No, she has to establish boundaries. Yes, it's just nagging, and that's a woman's job. We're supposed to say, oh, my head is spending, my man is not buying me enough wristwatch. If she was not attending me, I will attack her.
Leadership, that's another thing.
He doesn't have leadership skills. Easy has that.
Communication.
Because let me talk now. Imagine your mind is.
Let's talk too much about easy.
Easy is fast becoming a standard.
We are not inside easy, and it's just starting.
We need to do course, all like us for young men.
It's too early. It's too early. Let's take it easy.
But from the start, you can see that they're off on a good foot.
Yeah.
That's because there's a very good understanding. I see a good relationship between him and the girl first, and then the family of the girl.
Yeah.
So I don't know the kind of
even the friends of Otedola. Can you imagine if that Gote sit down with me like, my life has changed. So that I was not intimidated.
Yes, that's the most important
thing. You're not intimidated.
He wasn't intimidated.
Your life will change because you have a vision, not because you're sitting beside him. Because a lot of people.
No, I mean, you're not getting my point.
I get it.
I said, if for someone like Dangote or whatever sat down with him, the guy was not like, star, I'm a musician.
Yeah.
Dangote said you're a part-time businessman and a part-time musician. My mentor said something a couple of years ago that Easy has something that nobody knows about. This was before the engagement. Because the guy has, how do I put it in word? Now man in B.
Let's go on a very short break. When we get back from this break, we'll keep up with this conversation. Please stay with us.
Now.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. It's still Rapid On right here on Rapid TV, and my name is Martha Alu. We've been having conversations centered around a lot of things. We stopped at the part where Easy was becoming a standard gradually, but I don't think that he is a standard because I don't want to say it's a standard because it's too early in his marriage to be able to determine that, because he hasn't seen the kind of interference that will come into his marriage through his parents-in-law. I'm thinking that the Otedolas are a lot more civilized than that. So it's too early to be able to determine whether or not he would have that kind of interference.
Absolutely.
However, the most important thing is the fact that he is not intimidated. I feel like the whole problem of you are looking down on me, you are acting like this, it comes from people who do not have a healthy self-esteem.
Yeah.
Have you seen poor people? And by poor, I mean, let's just say people who are not well-to-do, but have a very healthy self-esteem. You know, this kind of people, you cannot talk them out of the greatness that they think that they are in their head.
Just like Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
And the man was poor.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Remember at the beginning of his book, he said, I had two fathers, a rich dad and a poor dad. At the time I was a child, my rich dad was not yet rich.
Yes.
And my poor dad was not yet poor.
Yeah.
Look, darling, it's long-term vision. Okay. Rich Daddy had investments in place, businesses in place. He was working his ass off because he was preparing for the future. It's just like the 5 foolish virgins and the 5 wise virgins. This is a very interesting twist here. We all know the story for Christians. You know, the 10 they were all righteous. Virgins. I mean, They were righteous. But some came with extra lamb, or extra oil in their lamb.
Yeah.
Now, when the other ones, the 5 ones finished, why do you think the wise virgins did not share the oil in their lamps with the 5 foolish virgins? Darling, it's wisdom.
Okay.
Wisdom,
This man probably lacks wisdom. If it is me, if I were a man, and I was getting into that kind of
They will
marriage,
show me the road, though.
they will show me the road. Even if they don't show me the road, I go find out.
Because you are close to, you are closer
You
to
cannot.
wealth.
A girl has been papa. She's the Ada. She's the only daughter, only child, right? Only female girl. No. She was spoiled. This girl must have driving for years. She was probably spoiled. Let's put that into consideration. She was pampered. She was spoiled. Her family is wealthy.
Okay.
You're getting married to that kind of a girl. Did you have a conversation, Pyro? This is my level now. Even if it's your level now, there's always room for growth. So nobody should want to tell you lies. When Pastor Kingsley was marrying Pastor Mildred, he wasn't wealthy, or you knew he was going to be somewhere. When Ibiome was marrying his wife, Ibiome was not potential. I keep telling you, don't marry potential. Not say he was going to become. No.
Yeah,
What
just know that he
what
has
is
a
he currently
vision.
doing now?
Something.
If I'm employing you as my staff, I'm not employing you. Do you want me to shout? I like my peace of my majority of the time mental health. So, but what is it doing now? I am first and foremost very disappointed in the man.
Okay. But now, okay, let me hear you first, and then we decide what the man will do.
You know,
eventually.
as you were talking, I was also seeing another picture.
Okay.
Now, you married
Paint
an
it,
Ada.
baby.
You married
Give
an
it
Ada that is pampered, that is used to being pampered by her brothers. Now, another thing that I think that man may not have is emotional intelligence.
Absolutely.
The man lacks it.
Now, there is a way you are poor, but
The way you do
wait,
like girl, what happened?
That's just to prove that money is not always the problem.
Okay.
There is a way you will treat her that she will have your back. You see, with that 3K, and you have the right words, and you have the right, and you always don't worry. Not that you are bitter against yourself because you are not.
Because actually
you don't have money. Your mental health is stable enough to be able
give you a
to
real life example.
give her some kind of pamper
Let me
and
give you a real life example.
have conversations, have communications that gives her hope.
My uncle recently
That's
gave
still
me
part
wine.
of the.
Let me give you a real life example.
Not
My uncle.
empty whining.
My uncle was very well to do. He had his businesses, but his sister needed to go abroad, so he sold some of his things to help her out. Do you know that recently, before I came to Abuja, he gave his wife 3K to cook.
3,000, 3K naira.
3K naira.
Okay.
I actually, not to shade my uncle, I actually got books for the kids. Just a small thing compared to what I done for me in life. That day, I asked my auntie, and when she brought the food down from the fire, I was like, what did you put inside this size? So nice. It's all very delicious. She said, now 3,000 naira, you cook the food though, with joy. That is me, her in-law. She said, and I said, the rice day house. She's like, no. The total university took the bag of rice they bought because she's in school. But she had to buy rice with that 3,000 naira. She had to buy onion, oil, all the. And I was very shocked. I'm like, 3,000 naira. But she did it with so much joy and love in her heart. There was also the time my auntie would complain because even it costs too much and there's no progress in the home. But now she knows that times are tough.
As much as there is peace and unity between the both of you, all of these things will not spill
my
out.
uncle is not nagging. Yes, she calls her brothers in my front. In fact, we're so close to her own brothers. I go to their houses. I go to their, like, before you get out of your motor, come give me money. that kind of thing. Because I grew up with them. She calls her brothers, and when the times are tough, she picks up her phone and calls her brothers. She tells
As
her
it should
mom,
be.
I beg, if you help me with this kind of amount, I want you to do something.
Something.
Or I want to use and cook. Her son is 20-something. The first one is like 25 now. I don't know how old that boy is. There's not even sending money to her. She thought she'd tell him, but not in the house. Because it's a tough time. But my uncle is not lazy around the house.
She understands him.
She understands him. And when times are tough, so she calls her for help. You have children to feed.
That's leadership.
So I think at the end of the day, I think we're all arriving at the same place. It's emotional intelligence and social intelligence. Because at the end of the day, a rich person is a rich person. If you don't have, you don't have it. If you have it, you have it. Rather than hate on who has it, right? Learn from who has it. And you see, both the wife, I would say conclusively that both the wife and the husband, they had their part of the blame here.
Yeah, the joke.
Absolutely.
Both of them have their part of the blame. As a woman, it's your responsibility to cover up the integrity of your home. Let me tell you something. Practical example. If today you do something to me, and you're my friend, I like you very much, right? My family knows that you're my friend and all of that. If you do something to me today, and I run off and tell my siblings, I promise you, they will never forget.
Yeah.
I'm mad at you too. But my family, my siblings will never forgive you for that you did to me.
They're more loyal to you.
I will forgive you,
yeah,
but they will not. That's how things are. If you ridicule your husband in the presence of your family, they will never forget it. At every slightest opportunity they get, they will remind you that, oh, you are poor, it's my sister that elevated you. Although the family is not doing that now, but how long will it take before they start to do that? You always have to think of the worst case scenario and shield yourself from it. So it has not happened now, but is this a possibility in our marriage? Absolutely. So what should we do? Let's even avoid it in the first place. Because if you keep on outing your husband like that, a time will come when they haven't insulted him now, but they will eventually insult him.
But going to get what he didn't order is already a disrespect.
No.
Disrespect does not have to. That's
already a disrespect. So on the fact that you married a poor guy.
That is
I'm not okay.
See, that is disrespectful. But I'm even saying on a very personal note now. I knew someone like that, grew up in my house and all of that. There was no food in the house. She was always coming. There's a shop where you can literally pick it from. So there were times where I was the one single-handedly, I'll buy those things and take it home. I did not insult her husband. I didn't disrespect him.
Because she didn't give you an opportunity to.
Even if she gave you, because from the story, he's saying she would rather cook with that 4,000 than go and ask anybody for it. The point is not even that she brought it home. It's the point that she had to go to her parents to ask for it. And you cannot, they have it. I can't be dying in silence when there's somewhere I can actually get something from. So you see, from her point, she should have done better with creating the boundaries between herself and her husband and her family.
Absolutely.
Because, of course, it's her responsibility. And then from the angle of the man, you lack emotional intelligence on every level.
On every level.
You lack it. Yes, you lack it because you are the head of your home. Some of these bickering should not come from you directly. You should learn to handle problems amicably. And I was making mention of the fact that last week we had a conversation, and it's so sad that we were not even together to have that conversation, where the lady claimed that she was a body, she had 4 children, but her body was still maintained like you. That her body was still, her figure was still.
Oh my God, you have 4 kids?
No, not 4, but she has. But I mean, she was able to maintain her figure even after giving birth to 4 children. So people were always like, oh, your figure looks really nice, your body is very okay. And
was she a single mom?
She's married. And then she started to, she opened a social media page. She started to tell people, this is what I did. And the husband was paying, and he said, you didn't do anything. I know that this is how your body is. And you eat late at night, you eat heavy portions of food. You're still like this, but you keep lying to the women. And she said she was selling hope to the women. At the end of the day, the husband videoed her while she was eating fufu on the dining table at midnight, and he posted it online.
Okay.
Now, what she did was wrong. But what he did was very wrong.
It was very wrong as well.
What was he trying to achieve?
What were you trying to... Yeah.
This is your wife.
That is
hot for you.
There's fire on the mountain.
Banging.
Do you understand? I understand that she did the wrong thing, but that was no way to settle such a thing. Posting it out there, it was no way. You can do that to somebody that you guys are dragging something with, or someone that you met randomly.
Who says they're not dragging something? No. Are you in their home?
We have lost the essence of marriage.
You should have been in that conversation.
Okay.
But sadly, it has gone. But that's what I have to say about this. But let's hear you conclusively, because we have like very few minutes to go. What would you advise the man to do in such a situation?
The man?
Yes. You want to advise the girl to go?
No. I will read somebody's home. I will read somebody's home. The man.
If you were to tell the man something.
If we're on TV. I can't get it. But if I'm going to tell the man anything, I'll tell the guy that you need to man up.
Okay.
You cannot. It's so insulting to yourself as a man that you carry your family's problems and go and put on social media. That's your wife. You're the head of the home.
But the wife will do it.
That's
you say she's a woman.
Women are wild to nag. Women have
some of their bad behavior should be excused.
No. Women have verbal power.
Okay. Yeah. Actually,
women have verbal women have verbal power. Women, we carry so much. We have to just give out in a way. I can call you, for instance, we're just talking, gisting. Nothing came out of the conversation, no.
Oh, yes,
but because we just have to talk, even when you want to make love to a woman, let's, well, no, I'm a child of God, but yeah. Even when you want to make love to a woman, you begin to make love with her to have from the day, how you communicate with her, how you touch her gently. Men are different. You just
get right in.
Just grab it and the rest is history. But women, you cannot just grab it. She needs to be worked on. We can nag. Even nagging online for women sometimes is bad. But it will be more understandable for me. I could lash the woman now if she came out and said, "Mama cannot give us money for her house." I would still lash her. I would come and say, "You're a useless person." I'm uncensored. What are you doing? It's your husband. Cover his shame. For the man to come out and nag like this, you're a man first and foremost. The time you spend complaining and nagging, I don't like focusing on the problem. I go on the solution, you know. So just put yourself together and work on yourself. Work on your emotional intelligence. Work on your social intelligence. Work on those things. And I see that you make a good husband to your wife and other things.
All right, what would you do, or what would you advise the man to do quickly?
Okay, the man, I think I would say the same thing. Just focus on you. Focus on things that will grow you enough to be able to lead that woman. That woman is still your woman. She's still your girl. You can get her.
You can get her.
But sometimes you might have to grow up to get her. You know. So
all right.
That's that.
And I think this is where we're going to wrap it up for today. It's been an interesting conversation. I have been hanging out with Atasemi Omar. One money. All right. She's a politician. You can see fire, passion. It's good to have you join us here. And then we have why do I keep forgetting? And this guy is my guy, yo.
Am I going to help you now?
No, don't worry. I've got it. And I've got Tominsin Dabo here. And Tominsin is an educator. She does ads, very beautiful ads as well. And she's an entrepreneur. Thank you so much for giving us your time here today.
Thank you, too.
Time that you'll be using to sell marketing.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for joining us here. All right. It's been an amazing time throughout the morning, hanging out with each and every one of you. You have been on our screens. I have been on your screen, rather. And you have always been watching from the morning up until now. Thank you so much for that. Of course, we'll be heading out right now. But before we go, I would remind you that we are active across social media platforms on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, which is now X, and on TikTok. It's at Rapid TV. On YouTube, it is at Official Rapid TV, which means you can rewatch the episode, send to your friends and family, and share as much as possible. And then you can take us every single where you go with us on our website, www.rbnradiotv.com. Once again, my name is Martha Alu, and I will see you tomorrow.